What's poppin'? Welcome back to I Do It Myself. I am Wayno. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you like what it is that I do, make sure you hit that sub button, run them likes up. Today we reviewing Let God Sort 'Em Out by the Clipse. I'm excited. I've been excited for a minute though. You know what I'm saying? I've been excited for a minute. Last album from the Clipse was 16 years ago, Till a Casket Drops, 2009. One of my favorite songs ever though. I'm Good. I feel like I'm Good is one of the most slept on Pharrell beats and hooks and songs ever. Like, it's just great record. We ain't talking about that today though. People was wondering, could they do it again? I mean, Malice went on his hiatus, turned himself into No Malice, changed the trajectory of what he wanted to rap about and how he was rapping. Skill set was still there. Still was doing promo, still was working. But Pusha went on this solo run. He went on a solo run, penning a lot of records, doing a lot of songs that are classics forever. You know what I'm saying? Just cementing himself as a solo artist. Malice actually championed his brother for doing the work over these past 16 years. Questioning, can they still do it though? Can they still be the Clipse? Can they make an album today? There's so many duos that we never really got like final, I won't even call this a final from them, but we never got like another album that we really wanted. Unfortunately, Prodigy passed away. We didn't get another M.T.B.T.T.F album while he was still alive, but they are supposed to be putting something together out soon. But let's stay on the Clipse for a second. Clipse, I don't think that they've been put in a conversation enough as to how good they were because there's such a large gap that they've taken away from the game. But they brothers. So their relationship isn't going to fair. Like, their relationship isn't going to falter, It's not going to go away. It's not going to change to that degree. But I think as fans, we all wondered. Pharrell, no more Neptunes, no more Chad. That shit sting to still say it. Every time I gotta say no more Neptunes, it pisses me off. That's besides the point. Even though no Chad, Pharrell is one of the greatest creatives, one of my favorite producers, probably my favorite producer. I go out and say that, and anybody that know me know it's more than music with him. You know what I mean? Like, he does so much that's inspirational outside of just creating music that I respect him for. But back to the Clipse. Oh, they only going to talk about coke. They only going to talk about it. They don't grow. They only talk about this, that, it. I think this opening record, the opening song, man, Birds Don't Sing. I've listened to this album continuously since Friday night. And every time I listen to it, it just feels better. It feels more and more better. It gets more and more better because I don't know if any of my viewers have lost a parent, but they lost both of theirs. Pusha decided to talk about his mom. He decided to talk about the things that affected, their last conversations about him going to Turks for Thanksgiving. One of the bars that stick out to me was that your vision, precision about how his mom was found. Then Malice talks about his dad. Y'all know that this is personal to me because I lost my dad and I love my dad. But hearing like honesty from the opening, like from the opening of the album, right? From the opening of the album, the more I listened to it, I was like, all right, they got that out the way. Now let's get to it. And even I still listen to that song. I don't think it's not a song that's a tough listen for me. It's like a therapeutic listen because it makes me reflect on me losing my loved ones, right? Then we go to Chains and Whips. Chains and Whips, what I got from Chains and Whips, from Pusha's verse all the way to Kendrick's. And I hate the fact that we got to do this in today's game, is talk about how much we love to hear rapping, high-level rapping. Now, this ain't for the people who still caught up on the beefs and all that other shit. This is just for people who love bars. But we get so Oh man, I hate the fact that you got to prove to people or stress to them how important it is to hear rapping like this. But a great song, right? Then we get the P.O.V, which P.O.V, and Charlamagne said it in the group chat. Know what I mean? Damn, I let everybody know I'm in a group chat with Charlamagne. All right, it don't matter. But Charlamagne said it in the group chat. He was like, yo, Pusha might got verse of the year with this one. And I was like, damn, let me keep listening to it. I want to go through this verse. All I see is 60-day stars and 20-year, 1,000 years. Not enough shopping, whole lot of browsing is. My reinvention, I know you thinking is how it's fair. You stream kings, but you never fit the crowd in there. You know what I mean? You stream kings, but never fit the crowd in there. Lot of talk, lot of heavy talk. Supreme team parallels when the powder clears. I seen things that I'm still not even proud to share. You Zeus network niggas, you hear me loud and clear. Once he got to there, I said, oh, all right, wow. Right? Then he says, get these 5,500 a host of niggas out of here. I said, damn, because listen, we just gonna address the fact of the matter is that Jim and Pusha was having they spouts, but this ain't directed to Jim. This ain't directed to Jim. I don't think this is directed to Jim. This is directed to like a lot of these washed up rappers that's from that time. You got to think, right? To be in a certain space. Clipse album came out a year before LeBron got in the league. If we herald and hold LeBron so high for how long he's been in the league, it's no way possible we can't hold high how great these motherfuckers is because Pusha still got it, right? But I don't think that was ever in question, right? Sand color Rolls Royce, we like Saudis here. The only Audi here is driven by my owl pair. Ghostface with the wrist, bird falcon near. Willie Falcone, trunk full of talcum near. Shotgun with your ex, feel like it's Malcolm's near. Yo, bro, that's shotgun with your ex, feel like Malcolm's there. All right, listen, I know, anybody could say that. Whatever. Send a hit through a text, ain't no shouting here. Bypass MIA, too much crowd in there. I spend summers with connects, love that mountain there. Now, then Tyler's verse. And I mean, if I got to be here breaking down every single bar, we'd be here forever. But P.O.V, Push's verse, Tyler's verse, then the beat switch to Malice. We getting everything we want in rap. Everything, right? All things considered. Now, no, excuse me. I just skipped over because I was too hyped. So be it. So be it. We already went through So Be It 100 times, but so be it. There. Rap-wise, they changed the beat. Probably couldn't clear the sample, but rap-wise there. Ace Trumpets. Ace Trumpets gets better with every listen. From the single to now. I see so many people saying, oh, he said yellow diamonds look like PP. That's rap. Like Canary Stone. People always have said stuff like this. Whatever. We old, and I like it. Kerwin Frost said that Clipse album is for niggas that shop at Kif and collect cars dolls.
I'm declaring war on anybody who sells drugs in our community.
But Black Dynamite, I sell drugs to the community.
I shop at Kif and collect cars dolls. Exactly, right? But Mike Tyson blow to the face. Another one. It's just taking the beats and the way the album is mixed, Pharrell separating the beats from the vocals, letting acapella play with just the sample punch in. All right. You know what I mean? Then E.B.I.T.D.A., right? Another one, right? Damn, I skipped over All Things Considered. Excuse me. I wanted to talk about All Things Considered because on my first listen, I wasn't crazy about it. But after riding to it in the car, Dreams part on there fits perfectly, and so does Pharrell's. And I can honestly say, like, at first I was like, I don't know about this one. You know what I mean? It wasn't my favorite on first listen. It's still not my favorite, but it's one of them ones, right? Then F.I.C.O, Stove God Cooks. I wanted him to have a verse, but the hook is perfect, right? Let's keep going. Inglorious Bastards. Inglorious Bastards embodies all of that re-up gang. Now, On my wish list of things I'd like to see in 2025, even though we just did get an album, would love to see a DJ Drama Gangsta Grills Rib Gang new version of that and what that looks and sounds like. And of course, Ab Lava being on there and everything. But man, are we not at a great place right now with how this album is sounding? Like, are we not at a great place? Are we not in a place where we comfortable where we're not worried about first week sales and all of that? We just want to hear the raps. Like the fans who purely want good music. No pun intended. So far ahead to me embody what I said earlier about the LeBron comparison in the sense of how long they've been good, right? So far ahead from behind, right? Like how yo, y'all, you know what? We're gonna let y'all get a head start. It's been 16 years since the last Clipse album. We're gonna let y'all do y'all thing. And nobody wants to take over a mantle or push that lyrical ability in the space that they do it to that level. And that's what I get from that. Cool. Then Let God Sort Them Out in Chandeliers. Nas's verse on Chandeliers, well, let's just go through Let God Sort Them Out. Great. And then after I talk about all of these, I want to talk about production. Greatness. Nas's verse, man. Nas is rapping with a level of clarity that you're supposed to rap with age. You're supposed to get better. Your perspective is supposed to change. This album is not filled with a bunch of coke bars. It's yeah, oh yeah, you definitely gonna get, you know what I mean? My old connect to my new connect, like you get all of that. You know what I'm saying? You get all of that. But Nas doing what he did, how they do the beat switch on that. Then not only that, then we hear in the the DJ Clue when we get to By the Grace of God, and I think it's on Inglorious Bastards or So Far Ahead, one or the other. I think it's Inglorious Bastards. We get the DJ Clue. The DJ Clue ad-libs. The DJ Clue ad-libs is just like sprinkles. It's like when you get the free dessert at the end of the meal. Like, oh, you want a dessert? Nah, I don't. No, it's free. Don't worry about it. Oh, word? Like, that's what it got. It's like, is nostalgia kicking in? Absolutely. But I want to talk about the nostalgia that I'm having because it's not about me living in the past. All right. Now, By the Grace of God. Production-wise, this album is renovation. You know what I feel about the this Clipse album? The way I feel about this Clipse album is home decor. It's home decor. It's having like something really, really nice, like a really, really nice crib, and you've been there for a long time, and while you thought you've seen every version of that crib, you bring somebody in and they renovate and they change things, but it keeps that frame. It keeps that frame, it keeps that substance, it keeps the memories, it keeps everything you love about the crib, but I'd be damned if this shit ain't fly. All right, we went through the 12 songs, right? 13, excuse me, the 13 songs. Of course, what would have made this album better? A Jay-Z feature. Yes, a Jay-Z. A Jay-Z feature makes everything better. Of course, a Jay-Z feature would have made this album better, but it ain't about that. I'm rating these albums now, right? And the rating I'm going to give this album is 5 beef patties. Yes, 5 beef patties. 5 beef patties. I think this album is perfect. What do I mean by perfection? Like I said, for the people that's nostalgic about it, we didn't go into the house looking for grinding. We're never going to get grinding again. I wasn't looking to hear another Mr. Me Too. I wasn't looking to hear I'm good. You know what I mean? I wasn't looking to rediscover why I became a Clipse fan necessarily, because I'm a Clipse fan. From Lord Willing to Hell Hath No Fury to Till a Casket Drops to Let God Sort Them Out. I'm a Clipse fan because these brothers pay attention to detail. You know what I'm saying? Like, they left nothing on the table to be questioned about this album. There's nothing. Now, listen, I'm going to keep it 100. If you never like none of their music, you're not going to like this shit. Listen, for you, you know who I'm talking about. You, nigga. Yes, you. If you never like none of their shit, if you don't like Pusha T, then you would have never liked this album. But for the ones that understand and get it, for the ones that like, this means something for us, musically, rap-wise. I love the fact that we got an album that's not full of R&B hooks. And yes, do I like rap songs with R&B hooks? Yes. Am I tired of it somewhat? Kind of. Do I think they don't need to happen no more? No. But am I happy to have just straight up and down rapping? Yeah, there's melody. Pharrell throws some melody on the hooks, like, you know, So Far Ahead, all of that. But I'm talking about like, we got rapping again. We got rapping. 5 beef patties for this. And then now, you know, for the sales, you know, it's said that they're going to sell 90K the first week. Cool. I could care less. What I do think that's interesting, and I would love that if I ever got a chance to ask Pharrell how he did this, I think that he paid for this album through a Louis Vuitton marketing budget. It would only make sense. I think because, you know, they did so much of it in Paris and they got a chance to really dig in and rediscover one another and lock in and make music. And they did it in the, you know, the Louis Vuitton headquarters and all that. Pharrell had to have built a studio as part of his deal, as part of his creative space. He probably got a fantasy factory type shit going on out there in the headquarters and really sat down and was like, all right, I'm gonna just pay us through a marketing budget and just put this out and then partner with Roc Nation and make everything happen. But that's the business side of things. The rollout was perfect. The anticipation, the conclusion, like, am I as satisfied with this album as I was excited for it? Absolutely. Do I keep listening to it? Yes. Do I think it's possibly going to be nominated for Rap Album of the Year? It absolutely should be. And until this album and 2 Chainz and Larry June, top candidates right now for me for Rap Album of the Year. Because it's just rapping with perspective. It's rapping with taste. It's rapping with story. It's rapping with direction. It's rapping with, like, destination. What are we talking about here? This is rap. And this is I do it myself. For the ones that rock with me, know how we doing. For the ones that don't, eventually will. I catch you on the next one. 5 beef patties, though. Peace.